to do something about this prop balance, I guess. I forgot. Let's see if it might just be bent a little bit. Oh, just when you think it's coming towards you, and it stops coming towards you. There. What's this prop doing? Is that bent? Looks like to me a tiny amount. Not much, if any. I guess it's just out of balance. This is just windsurfing here now, so. Too low. That was just me flying too low, nothing else. Trying to cut it close, but I cut a little too close, I guess. So. Too close. Windy though. I mean, this thing is picked up to 10 plus in here at times. Like I said, Sport Cub S, like I said earlier, not suited for this. Especially not flying FPV where you can't even tell what the plane is doing. Or at least I can't play what it's doing. I'm an FPV noob. But I figured I'd give it a whirl. I mean, I've had this stuff for years already. I have two FPV goggles. Bought one first, which is a whole face big thing that has one screen inside, you know. But that doesn't work for me because my eyes are too messed up. My left eye is 20/20 almost, and my right eye is completely messed up. His nearsighted is like all heck. So those kind of things don't work for me really. So I've bought new ones that have the two separate screens and I can adjust things more properly, spacing and everything, so I can see much better through them. Of course, the problem I have is, and during these bright sunny days like today, like I tried it, the auto contrast on the camera makes things so dark when there's a little bit of sunshine peeking into the camera lens. So it's like flying in the dark. I can't see what I'm doing. So eventually I found out how to turn up the brightness and contrast of the goggles. So I turned those both up to max, and of course, the stupid goggles they don't save that from time to time, so you got to do that every time you power them up. I'm like, come on, Ishii, I mean, how hard would it be to save that? Good God, who makes a product that doesn't save the settings? I mean, it saves the channel settings and everything you were on, but not contrast and brightness. Okay, like, you know, and they shipped this out, of course. I think like that in all kinds of products. Who decided that this was ready for mainstream? Nobody bug checked it apparently. They just send it out as is. Like, yeah, good enough, and make the picture. Like, oh yeah, we forgot to save those settings. Like, well, too late now. We'll call that VT1 or 150 enhanced version. I guess I just have higher standards. Like our dishwasher. You know how when you open the dishwasher door, it kind of sticks halfway open if you leave it there. And it's done by two little rubber things that just wear down against a piece of steel. I mean, it's so cheaply made. Like, I would never sell that as a viable option. Like, I'm thinking there's got to be better ways of doing this. Not just two pieces of rubber rubbing up against the chassis. But again, they do it to a price point, I suppose. So. As cheaply as possible. Well, I mean, that I can almost see in the dishwasher because it's a physical part, but you know, the goggles, that's all firmware. It doesn't cost anything to program in saving settings. That's just someone forgot, and someone didn't realize until they already sold them, and like, oh crap, too late now. And then if you complain about it, they'll say, oh, that's part of it's part of the design, that's how we decided to do it. Like, no, I don't believe you. Same thing with Spectrum radios. I mean, if you complain about something that is pretty stupid, you get the information you get back is like, well, that's how the spec people, whatever, said it's supposed to be. Yeah, because I'll bet about 3 spec people, they know best. Like one thing I complained about on the DX, whatever series here, X6 was at the time. I complained about when the RF is off, trims and everything still work. But why? You can't see the result of your trims, so what's the point? But yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. In the meantime, you can turn the radio off, turn it back on again, because they give you a timeout for that. Just in case someone accidentally turns the radio off during flight, they have time to turn it back on, apparently. Someone thought about that. That was something they envisioned happening. But like turning it off and then accidentally hitting the trim buttons or something, so next time you fly the plane it's out of trim, that they didn't think about. So when you turn it off, let's see, there it is, +10. When you turn it off, trim works for who knows how long. So I left there +10. What is it now that I turn it back on?
Throttle cut on, high rates, mix on.
Now it's at +54. So trimming after you turn the radio off, that is something they feel is necessary. Why? But yeah, that's how the spec designers decided it's supposed to be. You know, spec designers are idiots, and you just didn't think about it, is what the real truth is. Because there's no reason at all for being able to trim your plane after you turn the radio off. I mean, if you turn the radio off during flight, the last thing you're going to do is trim it. You're just going to turn it back on. So Spectrum, if you're listening, which of course you're not, because the spec designers are always right, when you turn the radio off, nothing but major things should work. Sticks, switches, that'd be it. Trims, there's no point. Why do they work after you turn the radio off? Absolutely no point to it. Anyway, I'm angry today, apparently. I'm just frustrated. So it's all this piling on. So anywho, but yeah, I mean, how long has this been out now? Years. They're on version whatever. I don't even where to see the version from here. You know, pushing through to all kinds of things. But they're in version 2 point something. And at no point, yeah, 2.0 I guess I got here. At no point did you think, you know, why can we trim the plane after we turn the radio off? I mean, I pointed it out. I was told that, well, that's how the spec designer said it should be. Right, because they know everything, apparently. They know that apparently that people routinely turn off the radio during flight, so they need an extra few second delay to be able to turn it on again without losing control. Like, come on. I mean, who here, raise of hands, have accidentally turned the radio off during flight? I have never. I'm thinking, you know, instead of trying to protect the general public against the one idiot in a million, let the one idiot in a million crash his plane, and everybody else doesn't have to wait for this thing to, you know, shut down before you accidentally, or before you can put it away. Because God forbid you actually put it away and you touch a button while you're doing that, because now your plane is out of trim next time. You know, it's just pointless. There's no point to having that work after you turn the radio off. So yeah, Spectrum, the moment that goes there, trims should stop working instantly. They should just leave them where they're at. Sticks, I guess, if you want to keep them working, fine. If you want the buttons to keep working, fine. Switches, that is, not buttons, I guess, well, button too. That's fine. But trims, I don't see any reason at all why they will keep working, because nobody turns the radio off in flight and then starts trimming. Anyway, I guess that's enough of a rant for one day. I've got another flight to go, so we'll do the vertigo.